Hey y'all. Listening to all these songs about drinking and alcohol from Walker Hayes. And I was just thinking how so many men have a drinking issue. If you have a drinking issue, you should keep it under control. If you can't just drink one, don't drink at all. I read a book once about what qualifies someone as an alcoholic. One thing was if you can't drink just one. Another issue is if you drink alone a lot. I guess that means that you have a problem. Yeah, probably because then you're drinking instead of being social with people, and it's like your friend is the alcohol or something. I can kind of understand drinking because I had a very stressful job at Papa John's, especially when I was a manager. So it was nice to have one truly in the evening, just to, unwind after all that adrenaline. So it kind of makes sense depending on what kind of job you have and depending on how stressful it is. But it can turn into a problem. Like if you want to get totally wasted, the Bible says do not get drunk with wine, for that is debauchery. And there's a lot of times where it lists drunkards as people who will not end up going to heaven. So what qualifies as a drunkard? Is it someone who's like drunk, like if they get drunk every day? Or is it someone who's drunk 24/7, which that exists? Or does that include someone who just gets drunk like on Friday nights or something? I don't know. I think as a general rule, you should never be drunk because God wouldn't want you to be. You have to be sober, self-controlled, disciplined, be a good example, be a good family member. Whoever you live with, they probably don't like it if you drink or, nobody wants to see somebody else drink because people who are drunk are unpredictable, scary. Everybody around them is scared. So unless you want people to be scared of you, you should not want people to be scared of you. You should want everybody to trust you, feel like you're a nice person, feel like you're safe, The more you drink, the less safe it feels like you are, I mean, really, I wish we could go back to the prohibition period where alcohol was illegal, because there's just really no point. I mean, I've never really seen too much of a use for it, except it does help you relax, but if you have too much, you get a headache. Anyways, if you can avoid alcohol, you should. It's okay to just drink water. I think in the South, drinking is such an issue because it gets so hot. So people are always like, I'm thirsty. Like, okay, just drink water. It's okay. I mean, I prefer drinking coffee a lot, which is one reason I've never gotten into alcohol too much, because I like the opposite feeling of, feeling super awake. I don't like feeling tired at all. And that's really all that drinking does. It just makes you really tired. Like, what's the point? I guess the point is if you just want to, sleep a lot, but then what's the point of that? Don't sleep your life away. God has things for you to do, Everybody has a calling. Everybody has gifts. I think people who drink a lot, they don't know what their calling is. They don't know what their gifts are. They don't know what God has for them to do. Like, why do they exist? Why were they born? But once you can answer those questions for yourself, you'll do a lot less destructive behaviors, It helps if you're a parent and you have kids, and you exist for your kids and keeping them safe and raising them. If you don't have kids, there's probably somebody that you feel like is your fake kid. I had a few of those people in various jobs that I had. People I felt like they were my fake kid. There should always be somebody that you're mentoring, that you're investing in, And then there should be people that you look up to, that you want to impress, So you walk the straight and narrow because you want to be like them and you want them to be proud of you. Could be your parents, could be a pastor, could be people on social media, could be people in government, I don't know, anybody. It's important to have at least a few people that you care about impressing. And it's important to have a few people that you're trying to mentor. You know, everybody should be mentoring someone. Because if you're not, I don't know. Yeah, it's like, what's the point of learning everything that you've learned in life if you're not going to, like, share it with others and pass down your wisdom? But never feel like you've learned everything that you need to learn. You should still be learning from other people. You know? Anyways, watch out for drinking. It definitely destroys families. I had an uncle who was a pretty bad alcoholic, and he had really bad temper tantrums. I lived with them for a summer. I was a nanny for his kids, and he was not nice to his kids because every time he was home, he was drunk. You know? So mostly I would just like try and not be there when he was home. Anyways, it's not good to drink. And if you feel like social anxiety and that's why you're drinking, just be less social, you know? I mean, you can probably pull it off. You can pull it off. Yeah, and I guess something else that people do is pills, which is almost the equivalent of being drunk, depending on what your pill is. It might make you feel drunk. Is that good or bad? I don't know. If it keeps you from functioning in society and having a job, it's bad. You know? If it scares people away from you, it's bad. If people feel like you're not safe when you just took those pills, it's bad. If you feel about yourself that you're not safe, like if you can't drive safely or interact safely with other people, you know, then it's not good. You know? Another thing I guess I'll address is pot. It's legal in some states, but not legal in all states. I think it should be illegal all across America because you can't really regulate it, and it's not good. People who smoke pot are unmotivated, lazy. It's just not good. It's not good. Pot's not good. Just say no. Just say no to drugs, and say no to alcohol, and say no to pills. And if you can do all that, I guarantee your life will be a lot more happy. Because I think a lot of people feel guilt, you know, if they get high or drunk or do pills. I would just think that they feel guilt, you know. I know anytime that I've been drunk, the next day I was like, what? Why did I do that? Why did I do that to myself? You know? So, try to not. I'm talking about in my younger days. Try to stay away from pills, alcohol, and pot, and any other drugs, obviously. It's just not a good idea. So you can be a safe person for yourself and everybody around you. Yes? Yes. Yeah, and so that God will reward you if you stay sober. With what? With heaven or with extra rewards in heaven. Yes. God loves you all. God bless. Bye.